Hi, this is Rod, and this is basically the first video on the sign that kind of started the whole channel, the Shore Drive-In sign. This video here, I'm going to have some of the nuances of the sign itself. And I'm going to try not to get too boring with it, but it's more detail oriented. I do have other videos on the Custom Chronicles channel. If you look at that, that's more of an overview of the rebuild of the sign. And so anyways, this one here, I've got hardware. I talk about the flasher unit and the rebuild of that and some of the details of that sign. And so anyways, enjoy the video. Do me a favor. The number one thing that helps this channel out is subscribe, thumbs up, and just kind of leave a comment. And that's it for now. Enjoy the video. I hope that you get something out of it information wise, and we're going to continue on with this sign and do some more of the history of it on this channel. And that's it for now. Enjoy the video. Okay, what we're looking at here is the drive-in sign. The headpiece right here goes all the way down. It's 24 feet long, and well, 19 feet of it go on these box tubing. And the box tubing was completely gone, but we're going to get, obviously we got the replacement, we're going to get this lifted up and put on this box tubing. What I'm trying to do is support this section right here and get that put together with this. And while it's raised up, I'll go ahead and do my templates for the letters so that I can get that replicated. And so we'll have something there ready to go when the time comes to paint the letters back on. I'm going to kind of show some of the stuff on here. I kind of got to do it on video because there's so many little odds and ends, and I'm starting to forget some stuff, and I don't want to forget too much. This is the strap that helps hold the box right here, or the grid, which is part of the light box. It holds, the grid up because it'll bend without the proper support. This here is for the oscillator lights. This is the right angle cutout, and there's my right angle for the bottom of the light box. I'm going to just kind of go down. Obviously the arrowhead, you got to do some repairs on that, finish that up. I am looking for these Stonco lights. I need 3 more. This is a replacement that was kind of crappily done and put on there. It worked. It was with the sign, but it's not the way it was originally. These here are straps that held the cabinet up to the bottom of the light box, held the cabinet in place. These here are supports for the marquee portion of the light box where the white plastic was. It held them from collapsing in. Tail feathers. Now the whole light box and head crests were basically supported by these 4 things. And there's 2 of them here, and I got the other 2 in the box. The right angle in these bolts held all this up in the right position on the I or H beams out in where the sign was taken down at. These here are insulator nuts. They're broke. I got to get those replaced. And this is all brass hardware right here. Some of it has gotten destroyed, some of it has not. Now all this brass hardware went to this. And I kept this so I can get the right size countersink, because I got to do a bunch of countersinking on these angle irons, and that held up right here, which is rusted off, the fascia that covered up the right angle and sealed the blocks up. Of course, the beacon box, this was added on later. That's been deleted. I don't even know why I got it here. I should throw it away. But anyways, the next step is to get the rest of this cleaned off. I'm going to attempt to lift it up without taking this off, but I will have it all cleaned off. And yeah, that's it for now. I'm going to go ahead and start getting it cleaned up. Maybe do a time lapse of getting it up. I am here by myself. It'd be nice if I had 5 other people. It'd be easier to lift this thing and then center it up over top of these. But once this is up, and supported, I am going to reattach that, get that fixed, and then I can start working on doing all the sheet metal work down here. Gotten way behind on this job, namely because life and being busy, but also because I'm paying for this out of pocket. And if I don't have a lot of money coming in, that slows things down drastically. I'm not asking for money. I don't want it, because as soon as people start giving me money, I'm obligated to them. And I just want to do the sign my way, at my pace. And that's not a slight on anybody. It's just the way I want to do this. This way I don't have any outside distractions. It's simply put. But anyways, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get this up. Now I got the upper portion of the light box structure put down here. I'm using that as the framing or the guide to get this straightened out here. This is the bottom of the headpiece, okay? And this metal here actually went down past here, and that would lock in the top of the polycarbonate plastic. So I need to get all this redone. I got this here. I actually had to cut this to get it down off of the, out in the field, we'll say. But here it is. I got this lifted up. I've got the top off of here, which is right here. And I'm going to put that back on, but I got this in two sections, right here. And this is, we'll say the portion that was by the road, which is the tail feather side, and the arrowhead side, which is the longer piece. In the old pictures that you can find on the internet, it was coming apart right here, and it had already started to separate and pull apart. So when I dropped the sign down, I just broke it off there, but I had to cut it here in order to do that, because that got hung up on the grid that was inside the polycarbonate, which is this stuff. And you can see that in the first video when I'm taking it down. And I also cut right here, and that's on the Custom Chronicles YouTube page when I took the sign down. So I got that tack welded back up, and I'm going to go ahead and get that lifted up on here. I just got to figure out where I'm putting exactly on here, because once I set it on, I don't want to have to really move it. And this sign is 24 feet. The bars here, the structure is 19. So I got to center it up on here the best I can. And so anyways, that's it. That's what I'm doing. All right, I got this kind of sorted out here. I'm going to just kind of walk down. You can see where this is and this piece here. I'm going to go ahead and get the big piece lifted up on here and positioned on this where it should be, I hope. I believe I'll get it pretty close. I really can't tell unless I have that and that put together right here and here. So, but this is temporary so that I can get this straightened out and then start working on getting some of this holes patched up. And I got to get some of these built right here or made. And so anyways, there we go. There's the pieces. I'm going to go ahead and get them lifted up and doing a time lapse. All right, what we're looking at here are 2 flasher units for the neon signs. This flasher unit right here came out of the 1950s drive-in sign, Shore Drive-In in Ocean City, Maryland, and it's been well weathered. And this is another flasher that's obviously been indoors and has been well maintenance. Now, I was, in the observation is that this is a Time-O-Matic company, Danville, Illinois. I don't know if that's coming in right there. And this is a Synatrol. And guess what? Manufactured Danville, Illinois. I don't know if Time-O-Matic was absorbed or changed names to Synatrol. I'm just guessing that's probably what has happened. This is obviously a newer unit than this one. This one I want to restore. But the good news is that if this is the same company between the both of them, then I could probably use Synatrol parts in here and it'll work fine. But it's a good comparison to look at. And I'm going to not try to make this into a 5-minute long segment and bore people to death. But here's the copper plate, and you can see this has been aged here. I've already loosened this up. I did penetrating oil for about 3 days on this and cracked all the screws here, so they're all coming apart. This is going to get restored and go back in the sign, but you can see some of the decay and rust. Let's see if I can get that up there. Right here. That's just eating away, and there's dirt and all that. So this needs cleaned and just kind of refinished and made to work, because it doesn't work as of now. And this one I don't even know. I haven't even tested it yet, but I'm assuming it does work. And this was made in May of 2003, and that's how late they were making these flasher units for neon. So anyways, just a quick overview of this thing. And when this thing's energized and turning, it's got this little gear. Let's see if I can get it here. I'll use my pointer right here, and you got a cam, and that opens up right here. Just to kind of point out one of the old school, we'll say technical things is these 2 bolts right here. These bolts held up the light fixture through the post that shined into the letter cabinet at the end of the sign. What's neat about them is that they're square head. You don't typically see that anymore because the wrenches didn't have like a hexagonal box end to it. It was just open end. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. It's just, I got to get some more of these too. A lot of just neat old hardware on this sign. It's good to see this stuff. All right, here's these bolts. They're brass. I'm going to do the wire wheel with them. And we're going to get these cleaned up. Some of them I got to peel some metal off of. And these bolted through the sheet metal into the light box frame. And actually, believe it or not, these actually help support the frame in keeping it square, because each bolt will, carry X amount of weight. So the more bolts, the stronger it's supposed to be in theory. But anyways, I got to cut the metal off of these. I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning them up. Got my safety glasses, got to put on some gloves, and then I'm going to get into cleaning these up. I'll show that briefly, and that's it. Shine right up. Look at that, just like that. Clean these threads up. Hope that will loose bolt. They're shining up. Get it cleaned up. I got a bunch more to do. Alright, here's this puppy all cleaned up. It's not 100% clean. I'll do some fine tuning on it. Just doing the bulk of it right now. Obviously I got a lot to do. I can end up spending quite a bit of time on this. It took a couple minutes to do that, so we'll go ahead and get into the next one. And so anyways, I'm going to get this finished up.